Hey, what's up, Paul? Thank you very much for the 17 months. I'll read that in a second. I need to just put my fan on.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Carrie's model bench. Oh, let's get rid of that. Right, well, hello, welcome back everybody. Oh, it's been such a long time since I've been on this bench. We've done a lot of gaming, we've done a lot of Red Dead, we've done a lot of 7 Days to Die, we've done all sorts of things, but we haven't been back on this model bench for a while. I'm a little nervous, I have to say. I'm a little nervous. I haven't done it for a while, so God knows what's going to happen. My last airbrush broke, so I had to get a new one, and I haven't even tested it yet. So this is going to be the test of the airbrush today. Yeah, so it's been a bit of a wild ride for me the last couple of months. I've had some ups and downs, and so I haven't really been feeling like doing too much on the model bench. Recently, but we're getting back. We're going to come back. We've come back to it now, and we're going to. Oh God, look how blotchy I am. Jesus. Let's try and get rid of that. There we go. Now you can't see. Oh, the heat here is unbelievable for the UK anyway. So I've got a wet t-shirt because I stuck it under the shower, and hopefully it's going to be cool enough. And I've got a nice water fan blowing, so hopefully we can be cool enough to do a little bit of painting. That's the plan today. So what were we working on? Oh, that's right, we were working on Arthur Morgan's horse and his horse. So far we were working on the horse. That's right. I'll show you a bit more of that in detail in a minute, and just to remind ourselves where we were. But we're back again. So let's see what we can do. Right. So what are we? I can't even remember the keystrokes in order to get to the right. Is it? Oh no. There we go. Back on the model bench. Right. So I've got a new computer running the stream, so hopefully it should be smoother than the last one with less issues. But we'll see. I think I've got it all set up properly, so fingers crossed it's not going to be too much of a problem. Seems to be working okay. I mean, the cameras all work and everything like that, so that's the main thing, I suppose. And it is streaming, isn't it? Yep, we are streaming, so that's good. Right, so this is what we got so far. This is Arthur Morgan's horse. I don't know what you fancy calling the horse. I don't know. It's just a horse. But we got stuck last time. We finished last time where we painted up the entire detail of the horse. And then we came in from the side, from sort of this sort of angle, to try and paint what is essentially light. Because I want it to look as though it's on... they're looking down at a sunset. Just turning my headset down a little bit. So we've done the yellow haze, and also we've done the shadows on the other side. So it just basically looks like a black horse on the other side. But there is still detail on there, somewhat, but it is in shadow. So, you know, shadow doesn't really show too much detail. But it's this side we're worrying about with the highlights. So we're working on the highlights today. So first things first, we need to work out what color we're going to be using next. So we've done the yellow. So let me just move the horse out of the way and get to my paints. I'm not sure I have to go in there like this. There we go. Right. Oh, all these paints. So light air, light red, fire red. I think, and then there was some. No, is there any orange we had? Here we had. Oh, that's transparent orange. That's not it, is it? I don't know what I was going to do here. I think light red was enough. Yeah. So we're going to be using some light red and some fire red. I think the fire red first, and the light red for ultra highlights. So we're going to see if we can ruin this model. That's the plan, I suppose. Hey, it's Maeve. How you doing, Maeve? Oh dear, you're big tub of paints. I know. Oh yeah, you got to make sure you put the lids on right. I need a better box for paints, but yeah, you don't want to. You really don't want to have them all spill out. So that's the big problem. So let's turn on the compressor. Yeah, she's compressing. So now we're going to start off with the fire red. Anyway, how you doing, Maeve? It's good to see you. Wow, that's a lot of links. I didn't expect it to pop all those up like that, but you're the first person that's ever done that. But thanks very much. Check them out. Time for a cigarette first. I need to really sort of update my wish list. Nobody's really checked them out. I'm like, okay, you know. Well, we got other bits and pieces up there, so. Wait, where are my? Oh, right there in the top. Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to take the airbrush. Actually, it's got a 0.5 needle in it, and I want to get rid of that. So we want to change the I want to change. I haven't even used this needle yet. When I come, there you go. Just try and take this out. Be real careful. Don't lose it. It's a brand new. Right, so we're going to put 0.2s in there, so there's more detail work, because it doesn't need to be as spread out as the So we got in 0.2. Okay. Oh yeah, what's happened here? Okay, this is a good start. The rubber grommet. Oh, that should be okay. All right, we'll just put on a second one. Nope, the rubber grommet is getting in the way. That needs to go onto the. Oh, come here. Got to put you back on the nozzle. So this hasn't been removed yet. It's all very new. So try and screw this in. Come on. Oh, come on. Hang on. Why is it not going in? Right. Okay, so it's not screwing in now. Oh, it's on a wonk. Right, so that one doesn't want to go in. Let's see if we could do it with the other one. See if the other one works. It's be a bit temperamental. It's a new, not because it's a new airbrush, so. Come on, in you go, my beauty. Oh, much better. Much better. Just going to tighten that up a little bit, but not too much. Great, it's not wobbling around. Put that on in a sec. Put the needle in the hole. There we go. Good, good. Delicate little buggers, airbrushes. Right, so let's put all this away. Come on, get back in there. Right, I need to grab out. I need to just grab the 0.5 baggies. Yep, 0.5 baggies. Wait, that was the wrong needle. That was the wrong needle. No wonder I didn't think it went all the way in. I forgot. Oh, damn it. What a great start. What a great start. Oh, Jesus. The heat, that's what it is. Just getting to me. That's better. That's a better needle. Now we make sure that it's gone all the way through. Oh, why you're not going in? Alright, you're not going in because... Oh, you got a kink in you. For some reason. That's a dead needle. Let's hope you're better. Yep. There we go. Perfect. It's the... Oh. Much better. Okay, good. Yeah, we had rain here a bit for a few minutes. It wet the patio, and then apparently that was it. No more rain. But it did cool the temperature down by about 3 degrees, so I'm not entirely sure whether that's going to be a great help, but we had thunder. Did you have the thunder as well? Come on, get on there, you little grommet. Oh, this is so fiddly when the grommets just don't... Oh, sorry about this. This is taking forever. Right, let's try and stretch out that grommet. Roll it down. Come on, roll down. It's like you trying to put on a tiny condom. Which I suppose I'm used to, but I should be used to. Come on, get on there. Oh my god. Yeah, damn it, it's just not going in. Right, I'm going to leave that for another day. What I'll do is I'll put it in here and save it. I'll spend all day trying to do something that not even you can see. Well, not even I could see, let alone what you can see. So, right, let's get a 0.5. There we go. Okay. We had what's that? A thunder rumble, and then it began raining. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I should be used to that. That is exactly what I just said. Anyway, that's done, and that's enough belittling myself. Put all this away. Let's get this paint on the go. See if we can actually paint something today. Jesus. Right, let's bring the light over a bit closer so we can see what's going on. Business time. Okay, airbrush. Paint. No, I occasionally take a little puff, but not while I'm doing it. I just, I can't smoke and do it at the same time. That's just ludicrous. I'll have a little puff, but my cigarettes go out, you see, so I have to keep lighting them back up again. Okay. Oh, look at that. That's just beautiful, but too rich. Oh, now it's not enough. Not enough. Here we go. Right. So now what we're going to do, now that we've got the paintbrush all sorted out with the right needle in it, and sort of down to set to the right texture. Now, so what I've got to do is I've got to work out that the sun is coming in from this direction. So I kind of want to highlight some of these muscles. So let's just get in here and just kind of highlight some of them with the red. There we go. Like that. And then on the hoof. So it's all coming in from this angle. So I'm going to try and highlight some of these muscle areas. Some of the hair as well. Just from one angle. Just to give it that little look of light. Now, like I say, it's still... Don't want to give it too much because it's just like a kind of a subtle look. And then what I do is I'll go back over it in light red and just catch the contours a bit. There we go. So a bit on the face and the nose. You can see that. Around the ears and the hair. Okay, that's looking good. That gives a nice sort of glow. On that who's there. Got to do this side. On the hooves. Just a bit. Saddle is going to take some too. Bit more on the saddle because obviously it's darker, so a bit on the back legs. Anywhere where I think light would catch. On the other ear, of course. On the hair. The mane. Ooh, a bit much there. Try and blend that in a bit. Let me just try and do a bit on the top here. What's the learning curve on an airbrush? Like, I want one, my friend want one too. I'll probably end up spending too little on it. But this one is about £40. I got it for £40 off of Amazon, and I'm not very good with the airbrush, and I've had to learn as I've gone along. I've made mistakes, and I don't just mean with the painting, and I mean with the use of the airbrush, how to clean it, all that kind of thing. So I ended up buying 3 of them. I bought 3 of them over a period of time. The most difficult thing with the airbrush is how delicate it is, especially like when it comes to cleaning it. You have to be very careful with cleaning it. You have to get the special tools and proper. You can't just rinse it out with water and forget about it. You kind of have to clean it out properly after every use, and that takes a while. They're very delicate things, but once you get to painting, the only difference between them, between that and a paintbrush, for example, is you don't quite know where you're aiming until you press fire. You have to kind of get some muscle. Let's take the horse off for now. You kind of have to get some muscle control, because if you just push, you just get air. But if you're constantly pulling back all the time, like pull right back all the time, you'll end up getting a lot of paint. So you have to kind of be careful, and you have to kind of know the distances that you want to get back on and whatever. This is why this bit here is really good, because it allows you to block off a lot of the movement of the trigger. So if you wanted large swaths of paint, you could unwind it and it will allow you to move the trigger all the way back and push out a lot of paint quick. But if you didn't want that and you wanted a light thing, you have to either learn to really control your finger, or you can pull that back in, push that back in, so that you don't allow as much paint to come out. And the closer you get, the finer the lines you can get, and the further back you get, the wider but less paint you can have. So it's a kind of it takes a little practice, but the thing I would recommend is, I do recommend this type. This type is it's nice and easy. It's just a HD 130. It's a simple, easy to use airbrush. It comes apart quite easily in order to be able to. I might put this on my links page actually as well, as a good airbrush to use. It's very easy to use, comes apart quite easily. The trigger and all that lot is all one thing, so you don't have to fiddle about trying to get it back in too badly, and it's quite robust. But like I say, when it comes to actually the painting itself, it's all about control. So what you could do is you could practice doing small lines, and then seeing whereabouts you get what kind of effects from, and things like that. It's really handy to learn, sort of know roughly what you're going to get before you do it. But the biggest thing is the trigger control. Once you get that down, once you get the trigger control down, you're away. I mean, I'm no expert, and I didn't airbrush very much. The most I used airbrush for, and I still really only use airbrushes for, is for large areas. So when I'm doing my cars, I just spray backwards and forwards like so to get large areas of paint down. So I'm usually got it wound right back with a large nozzle on it, and I'm just, going backwards and forwards for large areas. This is the first thing that I've actually done that I need to be controlling, and I have to say, I'm pretty pleased with the results. I'm pretty pleased with how I've managed to. It's very good for blending, but I'm pretty pleased with how I've managed to. So you've got to be real careful, just to give it a tinge. Mark on the red there. So yeah, that's not looking too bad. We could do a bit more red around the saddle, I think. Yeah, that's too much. That's too much too. All about trigger control. Yeah, I think we're good there with that one. That is the so that's not looking too bad. That really looks as though the sun is... Oh, maybe I need to kind of come in on the top of this here as well. Let's try and come in on there. Pull back a bit on the nozzle. There we go. Should be alright. Good thing is you can highlight like just one side of the mussel there, just to make it show that you've actually caught the sun with it. And I think a bit more on the face. Just to bring out some of these highlights. Yeah. Right, so far so good. I'm just gonna... It does look as though there's a glow on it now. It does look as though there's some glow coming in now. More around here, I think. Because again, of course, this is the secondary glow. The tertiary glow is going to be with the other paint. Got the this was the fire red that we was using. I'm going to use a bit of light red on there as well, just to pick up some extra shine. Right, so now I need to get rid of that, and I can't pop it back in here. So, but if you want to get an airbrush, Maeve, I really recommend you do it. And when you get one, just put out some pieces of paper like this. Just fiddle with... don't worry about the nozzle sizes at the moment. This one comes with a 0.3, so it's middle of the... Oh, I put it in the 0.5 bag, didn't I? Now I never find it again. Oh well. Comes with a 0.3, so it's kind of middle of the road. You can also buy separate nozzles and separate needles to bring that down. I brought it down to a 0.2 because I want some fine detail work and have to, you know, worry about that. But yeah, just put a bit of paper down. Just get used to the trigger. Get used to the flow of paint. You know, it's great for large surfaces. So try out all sorts of things on it. Oh, that missed. Right, so now I've got to get rid of this paint that's in here. Right, come over here, Hoss. Smoke out. Of course, when you've got an airbrush, you also need a compressor. I read up on it a little bit before I bought this one. And I bought... the compressor I bought was... It's about 60 quid, I think it was. But they need to be continuous. You can't have... If you buy cheap, you get what you pay for. Because there are some compressors out there that you could get that are like super cheap. And honestly, I don't think they're worth it from some of the reviews. I haven't bought one, but I think it's kind of hit and miss. So if you're sort of looking at a proper compressor, this one's got like it's got the dials of how much pressure it does. It needs to be able to maintain about a 50 psi. Is that PSI? Yeah, it needs to be able to maintain around about 50 PSI. It'll drop down to about 30 when you're using the airbrush continuously. But it needs to be able to maintain we used to be able to go up to about 50 psi and maintain about 30 while under continuous use. Otherwise, you'll get issues with spitting, and immediately, even if it was bad, it was, yeah, they sold compressed air cans. It was shaped like a heavy flamer for theming. I ended up getting a cheap airbrush like that. It was plastic, and I used the compressed air cans. If you do a lot of model making, the compressed air cans are a waste of money. You'll end up spending more money on compressed air cans than you will if you bought a decent compressor. So they're all right for like a one-time deal if you're just doing a couple of bits and you haven't got your compressor or whatever. Fine. Air cans, but they're not regulated. You can't regulate them. But if you're going to be doing it often enough, get yourself a decently priced. You don't need to spend like 200 quid on one of these ones that sits under the desk or anything like that. Mine just sits quite happily on the desk. It's about 10 inches long. Let's see if we can show you mine. Oh, I can't grab it over here because the cable doesn't reach. But it's a proper metal one, proper metal compressor. Steel. There are cheap ones out there. Right, let's try the light red. I will try and put a link to my airbrush in my links page. So let me write that down on my board here. Right, here's my board. Let's grab my board. Link to airbrush. Okay. It does look like a murder scene. You're right. Right, so I'm going to wind this out and try and get rid of some of that red. There we go. Now it's going orange. That's good. That's good. There we go. Okay, so wind that back in because this needs to be quite detailed. A bit more than that. There we go. So that is going to be like an orange tint. Just the edges. Highlight some. Oh, okay. Maybe wind it out a bit more. There you go. You can get quite deep into the details here too. I mean, obviously it's not as good as a brush for detail work, but you don't need it for detail work. It's more like blending is what it is. Right, now that really looks as though he's got a glow on him. The biggest thing is obviously your own artistic talent, really. Just like knowing where you need to spray, what colour you need to spray. That's the big thing. The airbrush will just come naturally in the end. Right, so I'm having a bit of a problem here. Let me spray. Right, so we need to wind it out a bit more. Oh, we've got a little bit of a spit. That's better. Okay, so why is this all blocked up now? I have to run some... Okay. Get some more paint out of that. Ah, that's not good. Let's just try and get rid of that. Yeah, we're spitting a little bit now. Too much paint coming out, that's why. Always got to keep adjusting this little thing on the back. Little. My God, so we're gonna have to run some cleaner through this before we use it again. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so something's clogging it. It's probably right. Paint isn't coming out straight away, so what we'll do is we'll clean that out in there and run some cleaner through it. Well, to be honest, we're just going to run some water through it at high pressure. Should do the trick. Just to get it going again. Or some meths. Meths would do it, wouldn't it? Okay, let's just get a little bit of meths. Open it out. There we go. Now we can just run that straight through. Ah. See, that's the problem with it. It's very delicate. It's like, it likes working for a bit and then it stops. So I'm going to have to take it apart, give it a clean, and run it again. And because I've got a small nozzle on it, it's not letting much paint out, so it could easily get clogged. Right, so we're going to have to clean it. Yay for cleanage. Right. See why it's getting all clogged up. Okay, first things first, clean the needle. It may have just been as easy as something like a bit of bit of fluff in there, or anything that could have easily have stopped it from flowing. Okay, where are my... What did I do? Oh, here they are. Okay. Another you go through a load of these cotton swabs too. Best ones to get are the boutique ones, the ones with the point on the end. You can get into places. Okay, let's try the needle. Okay, looks like there was some gunk inside the nozzle. Yep. Now I can see through the nozzle. That's good. If you can see through the nozzle, that's good. If you can't, that's blocked. Good, right. This is just a quick clean. Let's put the needle back in so I can give it a test. Okay, that needs to come out. Right, let's try and give that, put a bit more, oh, let's put the nozzle on, let's put nozzle cap on. That's not blocked, no, that's good. And that on. Right, we're just going to give it a quick run through with some more of this, some more meths, or white spirit, whatever you want to use. Oh, that seems like a much better flow. So if I put this on, come on, get in there. Yeah, come on. Just look at the flow with some light behind it, and you can see the water or whatever it is you've put in there flowing, and you can determine whether it's a nice, it's a good flow or not. Yeah, that's good. So I'm just going to run it for a bit into my little holder. And this holder is great as well. It's it holds the airbrush, and you can also spray straight through it, and it collects the cleaning fluid in a little glass jar at the bottom of it, which you could just empty out whenever you need to. I love it. It's got a little filter on it as well, so the fumes don't come back out. Okay, that seems to be good. Now all I need to do is just clear out the mess. Give it a knock. Blow it out. The last thing you want to do is actually spray while there's meth in there because it kills paint. So if you put paint in it, it'll kill the paint that you're spraying. And then you'll get all sorts of problems. I'm just going to leave that to dry for a bit. Okay, perfect. Clean an apparatus out of the way. Job done. Right, okay. Let's get back to looking at the horse and see what we got to do. Yeah, that's the trouble of having having small nozzles. You have small nozzles on there, they can clog very easily with even like a little bit of dust or stuff from paintbrush or something. Oh, he's looking great. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, brilliant. I don't think I really need to spray. Oh, his tail, that was a problem, wasn't it? But that's fine. Yeah, oh, I'm pretty impressed with that. It's got some nice glowy lines on it. Now what we need to do is pick out the pieces that will actually really glow. So we're going to turn the airbrush off now. Airbrush is done for the day. I'll just have to give that a proper clean out in a minute. I think we're done with that. Pretty sure. Might touch the tail up in a minute. But we'll leave that to dry. Okay. So, where's those? Oh, God, don't spill my paint. Told you, I'm a bumbling model maker. I don't know what I'm doing, really. I just learn as I go along. And I fuck up. Sometimes I do something awesome. Sometimes I fuck up, which is more often than not, to be honest. Right, so let's see if we can... Alright, so how does that look on the camera? Hey, you don't look too bad. Yeah, you can see that it's... there's definitely looks like... I mean, it's picking up the colours a bit more than it does in real life here. But you can see that it's got a bit of a glow to it. It does look like there's some light of some description on it, which is cool. We're going to have to now go into the eye. As you can see here, the eye, I painted black with a white dot. So we're going to repaint that eye, and we're going to put like a red dot in there, like a very light red dot in there, like there is, to make it so that it's reflecting the sunlight. We're going to go around and highlight some of these metal parts and some of the edges of the bridle with a paintbrush, and also along here, along the saddle. I'm going to highlight some of those lightly. And then I think the horse should be pretty much done. It's got a nice look to it. Right, so I'm going to have a quick cigarette now. Oh, we're coming up for an ad break, so that's a handy time to have a smoko. So let's go back into just chatting. Is it Control 4? Yeah, there we go. Now I can remember how I'm doing this thing. Huh. It's blistering hot in here, and I've got the fan on and everything. So how long have I been going? An hour. It's not too bad. I don't usually go for too long, actually, on the model makings. Like maybe a couple of hours or whatever. Because otherwise I start to lose concentration. And I don't like to start making too many mistakes. So I'm going to do a bit more. They're going to do some of the brush highlights. So we're going to get out the brush work. We're going to get out some acrylic paints, and we're going to do some brush highlights. And yeah, the horse is pretty much done. So here we go. Here's what we got so far. The light's not very good on there, but you can sort of see. I will take some pictures once it's all done and put those on the blog, so be sure to follow the blog. But yeah, coming along nicely. Time to get out some acrylics and some paintbrushes, and and have a drink. Oh, I don't want to be in this room for too long. getting toasty. So, where are my brushes? Right. There we go. Right. Brushes. Come on. Got the box the computer came in there. Yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff here. I've got bits in there, bits in here, bits up there. There's all my models that I want to make up there. And there's the bald spot. Here's my bald spot. But that's fine. I'm pretty sure a man of my age should have a bald spot. Okay. Let's get back to the where are we? Chat 4. There we go. Anyway, that's my setup. Let's have a look, see what we can get in the way of paint now to do some of these highlights. Oh, I can't see the keyboard now, so I can't move it down to it. There we go. Let's put it back on the main bench here. Okay, so you're gonna need some fine brushes. Whole bunch of old crappy brushes. Here's my fine brush. There we go. It's an old army paint. I end up I put the wrong cleaner on it, and it ended up taking some of the paint off the paintbrush itself. I used the Mr. Tool airbrush cleaner, which is like acid, or it just kills anything, any paint, it just kills it, which is right. It's good for airbrush cleaner, but it's a Wargamer Insane Detail brush, and it's triangular, so it's really nice to hold. So those are good for insane details. We're just trying to look for some. I don't have any that's not Model Air paints, red paints in here for highlighting. So we're going to have to look in the acrylic paint box. Now, do I use acrylic paints? Yeah, let's use them. These will be fine. I could use these, or I could use... Oh, come back, tissue paper. Need you. No, I've only got here. It's clear red. No, I haven't got any... Oh, I should have. Red. Probably going to use these because they've got a different set, so I might use some brilliant red for highlights. Okay, let's put that. Side. This is a wet palette. I haven't really looked after it too much. Oops. So we need to find. Where's that? Yeah, there we go. Right, pour some water on the wet palette, just a bit. Come on. Get in there. Do you use wet palettes, Maeve? Come on, stop rolling up on me. There we go. Okay. So what did I say? Brilliant red. Yeah, let's get some brilliant red. Oh, it's brand new, so I've got to pop it. There we go. See what the scarlet looks like. Might want to. Yeah, I don't think it's really going to matter too much. Need some black, but I'm going to probably use the liquid acrylics for the black. What's that? Flat black. Yeah, perfect. For the eye. Right. Let's try and clear myself some space here. Right, I'm going to need to go and get some water. So I shall be right back. I should be right back with a jar of... Oh no, I've got some water here. Yeah. That water would do that I used for the wet palette. I forgot I had that. We'll have to get some more water in this bottle. Okay. Right, so let's work up to the black. So I'm thinking we need to highlight. I can bring the. Let me bring the cam down a little bit so you can see what's going on. It's too high. There we go. I should be able to see that now. So what I'm thinking is just to, like along the edge, let's highlight some of the red. Oops. So if the sun's coming down from this direction, it would highlight most of this up here. Well, up to the point where it goes behind his leg. So that's why I've painted this dark stripe here. That's the shadow of the leg. So it would highlight right up to there. Like that. I'm not sure you can see much of that, honestly, but it should come through at some point. It's just highlighting is all it is. Okay. Just a bit on here, I think. It's a bit too, there we go, it's a bit too bright, so we just knock that down a bit. There we go. That's all in shadow. Muscle's not going to be too highlighted, so we're just going to do some highlights on the hair here and there. On the mane, sorry. I know people that have horses and they got on me for calling it hair. And I said, oh, it's a mane. Okay, fine. So we're just going to highlight some of these. Seeing as it's a white mane, it's going to pick up a fair bit of highlights. Well, in my mind, anyway. Making a few mistakes here and there, but that's to be expected. Now, of course, I have to kind of keep this kind of level of detail when I come to actually paint Arthur Morgan that sits on top. So he has obviously is far more detailed with his clothing and stuff. So that's going to be a lot trickier. So I'm going to have to try and keep the levels of detail consistent if I can. So we're just going to dry that off a bit, I think. Just to give the stitches just a little hint of red. I can't really see the head, so let's move the head here. There we go. Yeah. So what are you painting now, Maeve? Have you got yourself another couple of fellas that you need to paint? Or you're looking on the internet for airbrushes? Okay, just a few more. Just highlighting some of the stitches on his bridle here. Might not come out so well on webcam here, but you know, when I take the pictures, obviously it should be noticeable. Just trying to work out where light is going to catch things. That's the big thing. It's like working out what part is going to get caught by the light, what part is going to be in shadow. And this is my first time, well, I say this is my first time even using an airbrush for this sort of paint work, and also the first time I've sort of painted light, as it were. I've seen other people do it. I've got some tips from other model makers, so I'm just kind of going with what I was told there, and just my own eye, really. Just highlighting. Okay, it's a bridle looking pretty good. Welcome if you're new to the channel. This is the first time I've done my model bench in a little while. I've had a few problems, what with technology problems and real life problems, so I haven't been able to sort of get into the model bench, but we're back and we're painting Arthur Morgan's horse. So if any of you know Red Dead Redemption 2, the main character Arthur Morgan, I've 3D printed a complete model of Arthur Morgan and his horse, and I'm just painting them up, painting up the horse. Anyway, Arthur Morgan has been printed, but not really. I haven't really done much work on him at the moment, because this was kind of an interim project between doing my cars and my other model kits. So I've decided to focus on him a little bit more now, because he's starting to look really good. So I'll do a model kit and then take a little break, do a bit more on the horse, do another model kit, take another break. Starting to really get into the horse, especially as I've been playing Red Dead 2 on stream as well. I'm kind of like, oh yeah, I really need to sort of get back into making that horse, making my Arthur Morgan again. So I'm just going to give him a bit of a highlight on the cheek here, not too much. It's just as if it's catching, just catching on the top, and on some like poignant parts it's going to catch, like so. See if we can zoom back in further on the horse itself, on the head. Can we do that? Can we do that? A bit. Yeah, I bet we can. I actually don't think the eye really needs doing too much to it. The actual, I don't really need to repaint it black, because it's catching the light, and obviously it would sort of shine. So all it needs really is a little, there we go, just the highlight there. That's good. A bit more around the nostril area, I think. Like so. bit on the lower lip. Don't want to make it too much look like lipstick, so we just blend that in with a finger. There we go. Let's give it a bit of highlight. Oh God. Okay. Dibble of water. There we go. Let's got rid of that. It's a good thing about acrylics, water-based. You make a mistake, you could just get a bit of water on them, and away you go. So there's no painting guide, so you just got to do it by eye and see what, you know, see what you come up with. I'll show you later. I did some camo pattern painting. That could do an okay job. All right, okay. Cool. Yeah, you have to show me some pictures of those. Let's see how you've done those. That'd be cool. Now, I don't know how much subsurface scattering a horse ear has, honestly. I think it's covered in a lot fine fur, so I don't think there's going to be too much subsurface scattering on it, so I don't really have to paint too much behind it. But when it comes to like human skin, if you shine a light directly into it, there's a lot of subsurface scattering, so I'm going to have to work out how I'm going to portray that on Arthur himself without it making it look like he's got orange ears. So that's going to be a tricky one. But I think that's good. Yeah, I like it. It does look like there's a glow on him. A really faint pink wash on his. Yeah, you might be right. Yeah. Like I say, because this is something I haven't painted miniatures for such a long time. So this sort of thing is kind of new to me now. I should say it's kind of I haven't really sort of painted too many miniatures before. Well, not before, but recently. So water that down a bit. So if the sun's hitting there, it would hit that, but just about. Maybe take out some of these too. There. Hello, Joanna. Hi, how you doing? Just caught me sort of finishing off, really. Finishing off the horse. I'm gonna try and put a little bit of glow on his hooves. I think we could probably manage it. Put a line and then just wipe it off. There we go. That makes a bit of a blend. And this one here. A bit more. Yeah. A bit of a shine to it. Okay, so let's bring this back up and have a good look at him, see what we got. Well, there we go. Well, that is the horse. Nice and highlighted. Some of the thing is, the webcam is picking up a lot of it's kind of I want to say it's oversaturating a lot of the actual picture itself, I should say. So a lot of those colors are brighter on what it looks like on the webcam than it does actually on here, but it's nice and it's well blended. I think it looks cool. I'm pretty pleased with that. That's the horsey. Oh dear, so hot. Arthur Morgan had a horse. Yeah, he did have a horse. Hey, how you doing, Creamy? I thought I'd do a short model bench today just to get me back in the groove of it. So don't expect like a 3-hour model bench today. We've done a bit of airbrushing. Maeve has been asking questions about airbrushes and stuff, so I've given her the information that I can. Like I say, I'm no expert, I'm just a buffoon. Thank you. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the horse. Horse looks good. What we've got going on here? Why is that? I've got the cable going in the way. Yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the horse. Let's see if we can get some more light on him. That's what it is. It's not enough light on the horse itself. Come here. Yeah, so horsey is looking good. But I think that's it for the horse. The horse is done. Unless I can think of anything else that needs to be done on him. Or her, I should say. It's a her horse. Oh, I'm going to put my paints in up the right way, haven't I? You idiot, put your paints in the right way. There we go. Yeah. Things always slide in easier when you put them in the right way, I have found. Now, you can take that any way you want. Well, that's the horse, at least. Next up, we've got our dear friend Arthur Morgan. Oh, that's not where the paintbrushes go. Calm down, Carrie. Right. Saddle needs some attention. I just wanted a black saddle. Yeah, that leather tool work could really pop. The leather tool work? Yeah. You're talking about not the quilting. Oh, the quilting, okay. I don't know what to do about that because I kind of wanted it to be black. Well, the borders have already been highlighted and dry brushed. I might have to, yeah, I might have to do some research into some saddles then and take a look at. I just kind of wanted The blanket and the saddle should be separate. Well, yeah, it hasn't got. Yeah. Um. Hmm. Yeah. Trouble is, it's all been up painted and glowed now as well. You have to redo that. I'll have to redo the base color of the saddle. Redo the but I don't know. Maybe I can highlight it somehow. I have to think on that. I'll have to think on that. I'm not sure if I want to keep it kind of subtle black or actually do something with it. So I wanted it to be sort of like a black leather. Yeah. Yeah. Made a good point there. Made a good argument. I will have to see. Right, well, that deserves some research. I'm going to have to look at saddles on the internet, and I have to look at some of Arthur Morgan's saddles. And I know they can be quite colourful, but I didn't want it to be too colourful. I kind of wanted it to be a black leather to match the bridle work. But then again, you're right, it could pop. But then, does it need to? Oh. Too much colour in this would detract from the main subject. Oh. Decisions. That's the problem. Well, only one thing for it, and that's to have a cigarette for now. Okay, so indeed, have a smoke and think. Okay, so what I need to do then is I need to research the look of saddles and see if there's anything that catches my eye. Now the stitching's all been dry brushed and everything. I mean, admittedly, it's not picking it up too much on the webcam. I mean, I'm just looking at the webcam and I can see why you think it needs work. But looking at it in real life, I can see the details. I mean, I've put a highlight all around this part here, which doesn't really pick up too well. Saddles and saddle blankets. Okay. I mean, it's not going to be too big a problem if I wanted to repaint it. As long as it's nothing too over dramatic, because then I could just repaint the glow on it. That's not a huge deal. It's not like I'm repainting the color of the horse. I'll look into that. Yeah. But other than that, unless I decide that I don't want to paint the saddle or whatever, but other than that, horse is done. Yeah, these bits around here are coming out quite dark. The saturation on the camera isn't great. It's been oversaturated. I wonder if I can change that. Hang on, let me see if I can change that. Right, where is main bench camera? Oh crap! Oh wait, that's the preview. So, where is my? I wonder if I can color correct it. So the saturation is too high. So let's bring it down. Wait, what? No, that's too high. Don't want to change the hue. I'm going to bring the brightness up a bit. That's a bit better, but obviously with the amount of light that I can see it here, I mean, it's not trying to get the color correction perfect is always a problem. And of course, it's a webcam. I mean, it's a high quality webcam, don't get me wrong, but it's not like a proper camera, so it's not going to be picking up too. But I've just desaturated it just a little bit, so hopefully that looks a bit more realistic. Let's turn this down a bit. I forgot about that song. That song drives me up the wall. Anyway, let's put the horse aside for some minutes. Put the horse up here. Put the paint away. Horse could go up there until I've decided what I want to do with the saddle, if anything. But Creamy does give a compelling argument for doing something with it, so can't dismiss that. Need to do some research. So now we have a puzzle. Now we have the puzzle pieces that our dear friend and ally it's compressed a few times by the time I see it. Yeah, I suppose it is. Yeah, compressed by Twitch, compressed by my OBS, and then it's compressed by Twitch as well, I suppose. Yeah. He is a broken man. He's a broken man. Look at him. He's in bits. He's in bits. Now, what I've got to do... Now, unlike the horse, I put the horse entirely together and then painted the horse. I don't want to do that with Mr. Morgan here. I actually want to paint him in separate parts. The reason for that is there's a lot of different coloured details on them. The horse was essentially all one colour. And I wanted it to flow, so I didn't want to have to paint the legs and then find out when I put it all together that it didn't quite flow correctly. But his jeans are different from his jacket and shirt, so I kind of want to keep them separately so that I can focus on the details and get all the details right without overbrushing. But if I'm going to do that, I need to actually be able to fit him together perfectly before I paint him. Because if not, there'll be gaps. And I want to make sure all the gaps and everything work. So I need to... Like, this actually works. He fits in there. There's a bit of a gap in here. But that's his shirt tucked in. I don't think I can get that any... I might be able to file some... I don't know if I can file that down any further. Get that in any deeper. We'll have to have a look and see if I can file that down. So we got things like his head, and his head will sit on there, but it doesn't quite fit in with his... there's a gap here, which I want to fill in. So I'm going to fill that in. So I don't know whether that's because... no, it needs filing. So I need to get the machine out, and I need to file that. It's not slotting in properly. So he's not slotting in properly. Again, with the hat, you put the hat on, and there's a gap all around by the side of his head on one side and the back. So again, I'm going to need to file down the little nobules and see if I can fit them in, fit them on any better. So that's the fun part. So the hat and the head, that all needs to be fit in properly. His hand, well, they go in okay because they're hidden underneath the jacket there. So any imperfections will sit in the jacket there. So it doesn't even matter which way that hand goes. So that goes like that. That's good. We've got his gun holster. So how well does that fit in? That fits in quite well, so that's fine. That can go ahead and be painted. This kind of needs a bit more. Oh no, that's fine. So what I need to do is all of these bits and pieces need to be sort of I could drill these out. Oh, and actually I could use clips. Use clips for those. Probably use clips for the stirrups too. Now these are different to actually what's, you know, they look a bit different than what he actually uses, because I don't think the horse that was made was perfectly a representation of the horses from Red Dead. But it's a horse, so that's how that goes. So that should be fine. Jacket needs a bit of doesn't need filling under the arms there. May need some filling in here. Filling in a bit there. Maybe the seam could be filled in a little bit better. Again, I don't want to do too much with that because I could lose the detail of the jacket, the texture of the jacket. Just maybe need to get a toothpick and some filler and just gently fill that in. Grind down some of the bits in there so that I don't know, just if I could glue it in that position, that would work. That would work for me. Glue it like that, the gap's not very big. Okay, I've got a thumb on his nads. Cough for me, Arthur, cough. Right, so that would actually work. That would looking in there though. Okay, that's, yeah, I can't really. Let's see what I can do. I don't think there's going to be much hope for that little gap, but I could definitely do something about this hat. I could definitely grind out this, grind off that to make it fit better. Because it fits all right on this side, it's fine. But then the hat is wonky because it doesn't fit right on that side. Something's not right there, so yeah. Okay, well, that is next on the list. We're going to have to get the grinder out, the little Dremel, and we'll go to and some filler to fill up the arms and stuff. But for now, it's getting very hot in this room, and I need to go cool down. So I'm going to put Arthur back in his box of bits. Right, chuck him in his box of bits so we don't lose any. There we go. That's what he looks like in his box of bits. But we're getting there. We're getting there, and I have to say this has been a good session. I know it hasn't quite been 2 hours. There we go. Control 4. There we go. I know it hasn't quite been 2 hours. But it's a good start to get back into the groove of working on the model bench. And also, it's very hot in here now. I'm starting to get a bit, I'm starting to get a bit too hot. And I want to go and sit in the other room and have a nice, cool lemonade. So, I'm going to leave it here on the model bench for tonight. Thank you for joining me. It's got me back into the swing of using using this setup and everything. Hopefully I'm going to be back on the model bench as soon as possible. I just can't think of when that will be. But later on tonight I'm going to do another stream for Red Dead Redemption. We're going to try and knock out some more RDR2. So that's going to be cool. So don't forget to join me on that. And yeah, thanks all for your support. Thanks for coming along. Later, Tater, and I'm glad to be back working on the model bench again. So until next time, have a great evening. See you later, and bye.